Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Savanah Brown tries to understand Garrison's suicide. Janelle Brown's youngest child with Cody Brown, Savanah Brown is trying to understand Garrison Brown's suicide. It has been 2 weeks since he took his own life, but this is the first time that his little sister has spoken out. So what is the 19-year-old saying after his tragic passing? Read on for more details. During the pandemic, Savanah Brown was one of the 3 children still at home with Janelle Brown. Her brothers, Gabriel and Garrison Brown, were there as well, which their father, Cody Brown, disliked. He felt that living their lives outside of the home was far too dangerous. Garrison had a job, whereas Gabriel was a college student and had a girlfriend. For her part, Savanah was a high school student and had to do everything remotely. She tried to encourage her brothers to do the same so Cody would come by more, but no matter what they did, it was not enough. When Garrison passed away, he and Cody were still estranged, something that fans have blasted the sister wives star for. They believe that he could have brought his children together more and been there for them. It came to a point when some fans of the show stepped up and suggested that Cody likely was going through enough. Therefore, the hatred had to stop. Several of Garrison's siblings have spoken out, as well as his parents, with the exception of his father's wife, Robin Brown. Yet no one has really used the word suicide, though Maddie Brown Brush did speak about it and mental health. Now, in a sweet Instagram post, Savanah Brown has shared photos of her and her older brother. She also paid tribute to him while struggling to understand him taking his own life. 2 weeks ago, on Tuesday, March 5, my older brother Garrison took his own life. He was 25. I'm having a hard time understanding it. But I know now, more than anything, that my brother Garrison is no longer in any more pain. Every time I see a car that looks like his on the road, I briefly wonder if it's him on his way home from work, before I am reminded that he is gone. When I make PB and J's, I am reminded of him. When I look up at the night sky, he is there. I deeply hope that anyone who may be reading this never underestimates how big of a hole their loss would leave. Persevere for the sake of your family, for the sake of your friends, for the sake of the ones who love you. Immediately, Savanah Brown's family chimed in with sweet words. Her mother, Janelle Brown, who found solace in North Carolina, told her she loved it. She headed there to stay with Maddie Brown Brush and her 3 children after Garrison Brown's funeral. People have continued to reach out to the family with stories of how suicide has affected their lives. One common thread throughout the kids is that they think of Garrison whenever they look up at the sky. He was known to adore the stars, even showing them off to his niece and nephew via a telescope. This is a beautiful but heart-wrenching tribute. What do you think of Savanah's words for her brother? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. In the quiet corners of her mind, Savanah Brown sought answers. Answers that danced just beyond her reach like elusive shadows in the dim light of dusk. It wasn't an easy task, trying to understand why Garrison, her once vibrant friend, chose to end his life. But Savanah was determined. Determined to peel back the layers of complexity surrounding Garrison's suicide, determined to find some semblance of understanding in the chaos. Savanah had always known Garrison as a beacon of laughter and warmth. His smile could light up the darkest of rooms, his laughter contagious enough to banish any trace of melancholy. Yet behind that facade of joviality, there lurked a darkness that even Savanah, his closest friend, had failed to see. The news of Garrison's death had hit Savanah like a sledgehammer to the chest. She couldn't comprehend how someone so full of life could choose to snuff out their own existence. Questions swirled in her mind like a relentless storm, each one a sharp thorn piercing her heart. Why did he do it? What drove him to such despair? And perhaps the most haunting question of all, could she have done something to prevent it? In her quest for understanding, Savanah retraced the footsteps of their friendship, each memory a breadcrumb leading her deeper into the labyrinth of Garrison's mind. She recalled the nights they spent stargazing on the rooftop of Garrison's apartment building, their conversations meandering through topics ranging from the profound to the mundane. Yet, amidst the laughter and banter, there were moments of vulnerability, fleeting glimpses of the turmoil lurking beneath the surface. One memory in particular stood out like a beacon in the fog of confusion. It was a chilly autumn evening, the air tinged with the scent of fallen leaves and impending winter. Savanah and Garrison sat huddled on a park bench, the silence between them heavy with unspoken words. And then, with a voice barely above a whisper, Garrison had confided in her, revealing the demons that tormented him in the dead of night. He said he felt like he was drowning. Savanah murmured to herself, her breath forming wispy clouds in the frigid air. But I didn't realize how deep the waters ran. In her search for answers, Savanah delved into Garrison's past, piecing together fragments of his life like a detective unraveling a mystery. She learned of his struggles with depression, a silent adversary that waged war on his psyche long before she ever entered the picture. She discovered the scars he bore, both seen and unseen, each one a testament to battles fought and wounds endured. But understanding Garrison's suicide wasn't merely about dissecting the events that led to his untimely demise. It was about grappling with the complexities of mental illness, about confronting the stigma that shrouded discussions of suicide in a veil of silence. It was about acknowledging that sometimes even the brightest stars burned out long before their time. As Savanah immersed herself in Garrison's world, she began to see glimpses of herself reflected in his struggles. She recognized the echoes of her own battles with anxiety and depression, the moments of despair when the weight of the world seemed too heavy to bear. And in those moments of recognition, she found a flicker of empathy, a glimmer of understanding that transcended the boundaries of their friendship. It's not enough to just remember him, Savanah realized, her voice tinged with a newfound resolve. I have to honor his memory by fighting to destigmatize mental illness, by advocating for those who suffer in silence. Armed with her newfound understanding, Savanah embarked on a journey of advocacy, determined to shine a light on the darkness that claimed Garrison's life. She spoke out against the societal pressures that often exacerbated mental health struggles, challenging the notion that vulnerability was synonymous with weakness. She shared Garrison's story with anyone who would listen, hoping to spark conversations that could save lives. In the midst of her crusade, Savanah found solace in the knowledge that Garrison's legacy lived on through her words and actions. Though he may have succumbed to the darkness that plagued him, his spirit endured in the hearts of those who loved him. And in that enduring legacy, Savanah found a glimmer of hope, a beacon of light guiding her through the darkest of nights. As the years passed and the pain of Garrison's loss began to dull, Savanah continued to carry his memory with her, a silent guardian watching over her shoulder. And though she would never fully understand the depths of his despair, she found peace in knowing that she had tried. Tried to understand, tried to empathize, tried to make sense of the senseless.